oh, so it's probably gonna be a hating ass person. I wanted to say nigga, hating ass person that's gonna say my dealing with haters sign in the back is backwards. And let's talk about it, because I don't really care, honestly. And that's how you should be when it comes to your life and dealing with the haters that's most likely going to come as you improve, as you go on your healing journey, as you go on your spiritual journey, as you go on your success journey, as you go on your greatness journey. You're bound to experience the hate. So let's talk about it. Well, first things first, what we have to understand about haters is the state of mind you have to be in to be a person that hates on another person. And that state of mind is something that's low worthiness of self, because someone that has a high sense of self-worth will never hate on another individual. If you're watching this video about how to deal with haters, you're probably a person that doesn't hate on other people. So that's the first thing we have to understand, is that this is a totally different type of breed of human being that has the, wherewithal within to hate on someone else. And, Kanye said it best in the song. He said, hater niggas marry hater bitches and have hater kids. Well, before he said that, he said there always be haters. That's the way it is. Hater niggas marry hater bitches and have hater kids. I'm sorry if I'm being a little vulgar in this video, but honestly, I don't care. But yeah, going past that, helping you guys on your journey to deal with, what you might be experiencing, a little bit of hate. Again, first we have to understand that this is a different type of human being that doesn't have that sense of self-love in their heart. So, story time. As I'm growing up, right, I used to let this affect me a lot. Like, I used to care a lot about what people thought of me. Like, to come on here, create a video like this would be very difficult, because I would think, okay, what if somebody I know watches the video and then they start to judge me and they start to call me weird, or they start to say these negative things about me. But what I had to realize as I got older, right, what I had to realize was that the only reason people are saying these things about you is because they feel like they're inadequate in those areas in their life. Because if they truly have a high sense of self-worth about themselves, either they would ignore you. That's what I do when I don't care about what people do. They would ignore it, or they would be inspired by it, or they would want to do it themselves, or they would want to ask questions. They would be curious. But a lot of times, the type of things that you'll hear from a hater is like, oh, he's weird for doing that. Oh, that's corny. Oh, that's whack. Oh, this and that. But really, all that's doing is projecting the way that they feel about themselves outwardly. So that's one thing that we have to realize with the haters is have compassion for a hater, because they have a low sense of self-worth. You attracting the hate is going to be necessary on your journey to success. Because anytime that you elevate, anytime that you go aside the norm, because the only way to be successful is if you do things that the majority of people are not doing, because that's essentially what success is like following your own path of the things that you want to do in life. Earl Nightingale put it, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And most people aren't progressing towards worthy ideals. They're progressing towards the ideals that society has planned for them. So we have to understand that as you separate, as you begin to move into your own lane, there's going to be people that come on your path and want to deter you back to their lane or what society has programmed them to do. And that's not their fault. That's just, they might have gone through trauma, the societal brainwashing that's happening, the societal conditioning. So all these things have led them to be in a point into their life where they feel so low about self that they have to project their self-unworthiness, their self-hate onto another person. So that's the first thing we have to realize, is have compassion. And this is where, we have to take accountability to have the self-growth of understanding that we need to have emotional control when we experience hate, not to reciprocate. I'm gonna say that again. We need to understand that we need to have the amount of self-love and self-growth that when we experience hate, not to reciprocate. Because it's so easy once you experience some hate to talk some shit back. But now they're pulling you down to their vibration, and instead of you not necessarily raising them up, because, if they hating on you, then, just ignore it. But we're going to get to that in a second. But, once you reciprocate, once you fall into their frame, once you fall into their emotional state, that's going to pull down your vibration, which stops you from continuing to achieve. So, how exactly do we deal with the hate? And the simple answer is to ignore it. Simply ignore the hate. Because at the end of the day, bro, you trying to fix it. So that was like the first shift. Okay, so you start with, hey, I'm experiencing hate and this is affecting my emotional state that makes me either want to retaliate or not take action towards my goals because they're influencing my state. They're making me feel lower of myself. They're pulling me down to their vibration. So that's the first phase, in my opinion. That's where I started at, for me personally. It's like, okay, they stop me from taking action because I'm scared of what somebody else is gonna say. Or they make me want to retaliate and go back at them, and now we in a battle, right? Now, the next stage of that is now you want to start to help them. Now you want to, help them maybe see things from your point of view, because, you might not necessarily deal with like outward and like intentional hate, but, you can start to hear that passive aggressive hate. That passive aggressive hate be like, well, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, I didn't really get the video. The video was kind of I didn't really get it. Or, yeah, that's cool, but that's not really that dope. Or there's just something that's passive aggressive. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. And then sometimes, these people be close to you because that's the only time you really interact with people, right? Is if they're somebody that's close to you. You're like, we don't really interact with people that's not close to them. Like, I'm not talking about hate on the internet or anything like that, because that typically doesn't affect me that much. But when it's somebody that's close to you and they start to get them vapors off, when they start to get them hater vapors, it's like, hold on. At first you want to help because we have a kind, loving heart. To be successful, to continue to progress, you have to have that selfless, loving heart to continue to become better, become a better version of stuff. We want to help people. We want to add value to the world. That's the only way you become successful. So, once you start to experience some vapors, you kind of want to shift them. You kind of want to help them to be in a better state of mind so they're not hating. So you might, try to give some advice. You might try to understand their point of view. You might try to help them see things differently. But again, this is like a subtle way of pulling you down to their vibration, because at the end of the day, the best way to handle the hate is to completely ignore it. Because once you ignore the hate, then it doesn't affect your own state and it doesn't affect your own vibration. And our own state, our own vibration is how we produce results in the world. What I mean by this is that if you're in a lower state of mind, when you're depressed, anxious, angry, sad, whatever negative emotion you want to label it, you're going to be less likely to take a positive action towards creating the type of results that you want in your life. Versus when you're in an upbeat state, when you're in a positive state, when you have high energy, you're going to be more likely to take better actions towards creating the results that you want in your life, right? So when it comes to the hate, the best form is to ignore it, because ignore it in a way to like you deliberately like cut them off. Like whoever, whatever, the hate, just immediately shift your focus from focusing on the hate to something positive. Because the hate, bro, is going to really pull you down instead of you not producing results. And, even if you have that kind heart to want to shift somebody, you speaking about it, you talking about it, you trying to influence with your words is never going to do it. Because ultimately, you can't change people. If they a hater, they a hater. You can't change people. The only way they could stop being a hater is if they change themselves and say, hey, I don't want to be a hater no more. Hating not going to get you no results. So, they have to say in their heart, I don't want to be a hater no more. And, most people don't make that shift. So, it's really worthless there. But, you specifically can't make that shift for nobody else. So what can you do, King, as a method to deal with the hate? You can ignore and keep on winning. You can ignore and keep on winning. I can ignore all the hate, make a video about the haters, hopefully get some views, hopefully get some more subscribers. Y'all subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like the video if you like the video. I could just keep on winning. I could just keep on progressing my goals, my dreams. And, ultimately, that's going to be your best revenge. Because sometimes, even our negative state of minds wants to get into it, going back to the first phase, which is wanting to battle, wanting to fight, wanting to, retaliate. We could let that affect our own state. And, ultimately, that might be how we think that we could win, is by going back at them. Well, you ain't doing shit, blah, blah, blah. Now y'all want to fight. Now y'all, getting violent, right? But, instead, the best way to fight it is to elevate, continue winning, keep on winning, kill them with success. The best revenge is massive success. So, take heed to the message and just keep on winning in your life. The best way to deal with the haters, ignore them, let they be in them hater box. They're not going to experience no good results in their life. They over there. You really shouldn't care. And the only way you're going to continue to care, what I've noticed, is if you continue to focus on it. If you continue to go back to a relationship. Once somebody give you a hater vapor, bro, cut them off. And that's going to not only, eliminate you from allowing that hate into your environment, your personal mental environment, but it's also going to, allow you to increase your own self-worth, your own self-value, which is only going to help you on your success journey, on your healing journey. It's going to help you to produce better results because, self-worth, self-confidence, self-value is truly the game. That confidence that you have about being yourself, that's how you attract everything that you want into your life, is to feel good about yourself first. And if you keep allowing haters into your environment, that's showing you that you don't care about your own mental state, because you know that haters is affecting you negatively, because nobody likes a fucking hater, that's annoying. But if you keep allowing that to affect your mental state, then you subconsciously are going to start to view yourself as a lower value person, because you're not excluding that, you're not eliminating that from your environment. The goal to continue to improve your self-worth is to remove anything negative from your environment. This goes for habits, this goes for careers that you don't like, this goes for people, this goes for family, this goes for friends, this goes for the places that you live. Once you start to become repelled by any negative environment, your self-worth automatically goes up as a result, and therefore you're going to produce better results. Hope that makes sense. If it didn't, comment, we can talk about it. If it did, like the video, comment what you want to see next, DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, at Javian Hodges. I appreciate y'all all for tapping in, y'all, all the new subscribers. We're probably going live here soon, so y'all stay tuned. Turn on post noties if you don't got the post noties on yet, because I want to chop it up with y'all, man. I want to talk about where y'all at in life, what y'all got going on, where you at in your character development, becoming the best version of yourself, self-improvement journey. That's what I talk about on this channel. So if you enjoy content like that, smash the subscribe button. Let's get back to work. Catch you all in the next vid. Peace.